Hello students, today we are going to learn a very important topic of number system, that is factors. In this session, we will cover all the basic formulas of factor theory. So let us start. Let's have overview of this session. First of all, we will learn meaning and definition of factors. Then we will do some example based on factors. Then we will learn formula for sum and product of factors. Then we will do some typical question based on factors. Then you will have some practice questions and their answer key. So let us start. This is the definition. What do you mean by a factor? Factor is also known as divisor. See the definition now. If D is a factor of n, D will completely divide n. Point to remember, whenever we take a factor, we consider it to be positive. It means we never talk about negative factors. So, to understand the definition, let's have example. Suppose I'm taking a smaller number, say 6, and we want to know the factors for 6. Since 1 is dividing 6 completely, we are getting no remainder when 6 is divided by 1. That's why 1 is a factor of 6. Similarly, if we talk about 2, since 2 is dividing 6 completely, that's why 2 is also a factor of 6. Now 3 again is dividing 6 completely, no remainder. Remainder is 0 here. That's why 3 is also a factor or a divisor of 6. And 6 itself, that is also a factor of 6. So there are in total 4 factors of 6. Once again, let's have a bigger number. Let it be 12. So how many factors are here? Can you say 1 is a factor of 12? Why so? Because 1 is dividing 12 completely. 2 is dividing 12 completely, that's why 2 is also a factor. Similarly 3, similarly 4, 6 and 12 itself. So in total 12 has 6 factors or divisors. So that was the definition of factors. Now let's take a smaller example to understand the derivation of the formula to find number of factors. Let us take the number as 24. If we write 24's factors, they are 1, 24, 2, 12, 3, 8, 4 and 6. So there are these many factors of 24. Now, since 24 was a smaller number, we wrote all the factors. But in case of a bigger number, we cannot list down all the factors. So we will have a formula for that. Now what to do? Let us take the number, write the prime factorization of 24, which is 2 cube into 3. I think all of you are comfortable in writing prime factorization of any number. Now, we are talking about a factor. So, we have 2 raised to power 3. As we know, a factor should divide a number completely. That's why 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 3. These are the permissible powers of 2 which will divide 2 cube completely. We cannot take 2 raised to power 4 here. Why? Because 2 raised to power 4 is not dividing 2 cube completely. Now come to 3 powers. There will be 3 raised to power 0 and 3 raised to power 1 only. With the same logic, we cannot take 3 square onwards powers. Now let us take their combination. If I take these two combinations or these green combinations or these red combinations or these blue combinations, corresponding to every combination you will get a factor. For example, once again, It can be 2 raised to power 0 into 3 raised to power 0. It can be 2 raised to power 0 into 3 raised to power 1. 2 raised to power 1 into 3 raised to power 0. 2 raised to power 1 into 3 raised to power 1. 2 square into 3 raised to power 0. 2 square into 3 raised to power 1. 2 cube into 3 raised to power 0. And 2 cube into 3 raised to power 1. So these are factors of 24. If we calculate their value, it will be 1 or 3 or 2 or 6 or 4 or 12 or 8 or 24. So in total there are 8 factors of 24. Now how can we derive the formula? Instead of counting all the combinations, if we apply, see I'm in combination here, from the first column, which is consisting of all the powers of 2, if we want to make a choice, that can be done in 4 ways. Either we can choose 2 raised to power 0 or 2 raised to power 1 or 2 raised to power 2 or 2 raised to power 3. Now from another column which includes powers of 3, we can make one choice in 2 ways. Either it can be 3 raised to power 0 or 3 raised to power 1. So in total, how many choices can be made? They are 8. So how many factors are here? They are 8 in total. Now let us write the formula for this. Whenever you have a number, take the prime factorization of that number. There can be any number of primes. I am considering 3 primes here. Let they be P, Q, R, and their powers are A, B, C respectively. So my number will become P raised to power A, Q raised to power B, R raised to power C. We can generalize this formula. Now how can we find number of factors? The direct formula we can take is A plus 1 into B plus 1 into C plus 1 and so on up to. That is the formula for finding number of factors. Now why this plus 1? That is corresponding to P raised to power 0. That was for Q raised to power 0. That was for R raised to power 0. So that is the formula for number of factors. This is the formula. Now coming to another thing which is called sum of factors. Once again I am taking the same number 24. Since 24 can be written as 2 cube into 3, so how many permissible powers of 2? They are 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 square, 2 raised to power 3. Similarly, permissible powers for 3, they are 3 raised to power 0 and 3 raised to power 1. Now we will find sum of factors of 24. Now what is the technique here? We will take every column which are permissible corresponding to column of 2. We will take every permissible power and we will add up them. Into, we will take another column again the addition of permissible powers. This expression will give you all the factors with addition sign between them. For example, if we multiply 2 raised to power 0 by 3 raised to power 0, we will get 1. If we multiply 2 raised to power 0 by 3 raised to power 1, we will get a 3. Similarly, if we multiply 2 raised to power 1 by 3 raised to power 0, we will get 2 plus, if we multiply 2 by 3 raised to power 1, we will get a 6. In the same manner, if we expand this expression, we will get 4 plus 12 plus 8 plus 24. So we are getting all the factors with a addition sign between them. So instead of doing all this, instead of counting all this stuff, we'll do it directly. Now, as we know, the formula for GP, calculating the sum of a GP, this is A into R raised to power n minus 1 raised to upon R minus 1, where A stands for first term and R stands for common ratio. I am applying the same formula here. So it will be 2 raised to power 0. 2 is the common ratio here. How many terms? 4. Into 3 raised to power 0. 3 square minus 1 upon 3 minus 1. So straightway we can go to formula. So it will become 2 raised to power 4 minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1 into 3 square minus 1 upon 3 minus 1. I hope the idea is clear. What was the crux? We will take addition of all the permissible power in a column. We will take addition of all the permissible power in the second column, and so on. Then we will multiply all the expressions. In every bracket, we will get an expression which will represent a GP, geometric progression. So we will apply the GP's formula. Now come to sums. This is the very first question. Let n be 2 cube into 3 square into 5 raised to power 4 into 7 raised to power 5. Find number of factors of n and sum of all the factors of n. So it will be, my number was 2 cube into 3 square into 5 raised to power 4 into 7 raised to power 5. Already the number is in prime factorization. That's why we will do it directly. We will write all the permissible powers. There will be 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 square, 2 cube. Similarly for 3, there will be 3 raised to power 0, 1, 2. For 5, there will be 5 raised to power 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For 7, there will be 7 raised to power 0, 1, 2, and so on up to 7 raised to power 5. Now the very first part, it was find the number of factors of n. Since the idea is clear, straightways I am using the formula. It will be 3 plus 1, that is 4, into 3 into 5 into 6. That is the answer for number of factors of n. Once again, why so? Corresponding to powers of 2, we are taking any one out of 4 choices available. From the second column, choice can be made in 3 ways. From the third column, choice can be made in 5 ways. And from the fourth column, choice can be made in 6 ways. So that is the answer in this case. Now come to sum of factors. It will be 2 raised to power 0 plus 2 raised to power 1, 2 cube into 3 raised to power 0 plus so on up to 3 square into 5 raised to power 0 plus 5 raised to power 1 plus so on up to 5 raised to power 4 into 7 raised to power 0 plus 7 raised to power 1 so on up to 7 raised to power 5. So if we apply GP's formula, it will be 2 raised to power 4 minus 1 upon 2 minus 1, 3 cube minus 1 upon 3 minus 1, 5 raised to power 5 minus 1 upon 5 minus 1, 7 raised to power 6 minus 1 upon 7 minus 1. That is the answer for this question. So we can conclude that whenever you have a number n as p raised to power a, q raised to power b, r raised to power c, and so on, that is the prime factorization of n. What will be the sum of factors of n? It will be p raised to power a plus 1 minus 1 divided by p minus 1 into q raised to power p plus 1 minus 1 upon q minus 1 into r raised to power c plus 1 minus 1 upon r minus 1, and so on. Again, you can generalize this formula as well. Now come to a higher level. Let us see question number 2. It says you have this number. Find number of even factors of n and sum of all even factors. Since you have done a basic question about factors, so now this question will be easy. Now my number was 2 square into 3 square into 5 raised to power 4 into 7 raised to power 5. Since we want to find first of all number of even factors, and then we want to find sum of all even factors. So by the same logic we will do that. Since we are talking about factors, so these many permissible powers we can talk about, that they were all the permissible powers of all the primes in case we are talking about factors. But there was one more condition, that is we are talking about number of even factors. What do you mean by even numbers? Any number which is divisible by 2 is known as even number. Or we can say in the prime factorization of that number, at least 1, 2 should appear. So in that case, 2 raised to power 0 is not a permissible value. Why so? If we take 2 raised to power 0, it will be 1 only. It will not give you any 2. So corresponding to that power, 2 raised to power 0, we will get a factor which is not a multiple of 2. So in that case, it will not be an even number. That's why we will drop this power 2 raised to power 0. Now we can take any other power. So the choice can be made in 2, 3, 5 and 6 ways, and this is the answer in this case. It will be 2 into 3 into 5 into 6. Now we will apply the previous logic to sum of factors. We will add up all the permissible powers of all the columns. Then we will multiply all the expressions. So it will be 2 raised to power 1 plus 2 square into 3 raised to power 0 so on up to 3 square into 5 raised to power 0, 5 raised to power 4, 7 raised to power 0, so on up to 7 raised to power 5. Again we will apply GP's formula. Now every expression we will get by applying this GP will be same except of 2. So it will be 2 into 2 square minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. Why so? Because in that case first term is different, that is 2, not 1. Now in next case the same will be the thing. So finally this is the answer. We will apply the same logic everywhere. One more question on odd factor. It says let n is equal to 2 cube into 3 square into 5 cube into 7 cube. Find number of odd factors of n and sum of all the odd factors. Now my number was 2 cube into 3 square into 5 cube into 7 cube, and we want to find number of odd factors and second sum of all the odd factors. Now coming to the same logic, since we are talking about factors, permissible powers of 2 are, so these are the permissible powers. Now since we are talking about odd factors, what do you mean by odd number? Any number which is not divisible by 2 is known as odd number. That's why 2 should not appear in the prime factorization. I mean, we will drop every power of 2. So simply we will not consider this column. 2 raised to power 0 onwards we will not consider. So any combination made by remaining columns will give you odd factor always. So it will be 3 into 4 into 4. Corresponding to 3's column, it will be 3. Corresponding to 5's column, it will be 4. Corresponding to 7's column, it will be 4. So that is the answer in this case. Now coming to sum of odd factors, the same logic we will apply. We will take again the permissible powers and their addition and further their multiplication. So it will be 3 raised to power 0 sewn up to 3 square, 5 raised to power 0 sewn up to 5 cube, 7 raised to power 0 sewn up to 7 raised to power 3. So it will be 3 cube minus 1 upon 3 minus 1 into 5 raised to power 4 minus 1 upon 5 minus 1 into 7 raised to power 4 minus 1 upon 7 minus 1, and that is the answer. Let us move to next question. Let n be this number. Find the number of factors of n which are perfect squares, and we want to find the sum of all such factors. So let us see. My number is 2 cube into 3 square into 5 raised to power 4 into 7 raised to power 5. Once again, we want to know number of all those factors which are perfect squares. I'm just writing down the keywords. Then we want to know sum of all such factors. So once again, since we are talking about factors, let us write all the permissible powers, and they are 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 square, 2 cube, 3 raised to power 0, 3 raised to power 1, 3 square, 5 raised to power 0, 5 raised to power 1, 5 square, 5 cube, 5 raised to power 4. Similarly, 7 raised to power 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these were the permissible powers since we are talking about factors. Now what was the addition in the question? That was, we want to find all those factors which are perfect square. What do you mean by perfect square? A square number where, for example, if we talk about 4, 4 is a perfect square since 4 can be written as 2 into 2. Or to be very precise, if we write the prime factorization of a perfect square, the powers should be even always. I mean 2 raised to power 30, that is a perfect square since 30 is an even number. 2 raised to power 31, this is not a perfect square since the power 31 is not an even number. we will apply the same logic here. We will take all the permissible powers, and they are 2 raised to power 0, 2 square. Since we have even powers, 3 raised to power 0, 3 square, 5 raised to power 0, 5 square, 5 raised to power 4, similarly 7 raised to power 0, 7 square, 7 raised to power 4. So these encircled numbers are the permissible powers. Now we will make a choice. How come? From the column of 2, we can take two choices. Either it can be 2 raised to power 0 or it can be 2 square. From the column of 3, we can take two choices. Again, you can see the encircled thing. From column of 5, we can take 3 powers, 3 numbers. From column of 7, we can take 3 choices. So these many numbers are factors of the given number n, which are perfect squares. Now coming to sum part, we will apply the same logic once again. We will take the addition of the permissible powers. So it will be, now you can apply GP's formula. It will be A, which is 1, into R, which is 2 square, raised to power n minus 1 divided by R minus 1. Similarly, so this is the answer in this case. Now the next question. Now a number is given. We want to find number of factors of n which are ending in 0, and we want to find sum of all such factors. So let us see. The number given was 2 raised to power 4 into 5 raised to power 4 into 7 raised to power 5. Once again, we will write all the permissible powers. Since my question is, we want to know all such numbers which are ending in 0, all those factors, all those divisors which are ending in 0. As we know, if any number is ending in 0, it should be a multiple of 10. So we want to make a 10. We want to make at least one 10 in that number. So I'm writing down all the permissible powers. We cannot take 2 raised to power 0 as well as 5 raised to power 0. Why so? See, my factor should end in 0. It means it should be 10 into something. So this 10 can be broken into two parts. It will be 2 into 5. So we need at least one 2 and at least one 5 in the prime factorization. That's why we will drop these two powers, 2 raised to power 0 and 5 raised to power 0. So how many permissible powers? They are 4 into 6. So these many numbers are possible. These are the number of factors which are ending in 0. Now what will be the sum of all such factors? It will be again the same logic. 2 raised to power 1, 2 square, so on up to 2 raised to power 4, 5 raised to power 1, 5 square, so on up to 5 raised to power 4, 7 raised to power 0, 7 raised to power 1, so on up to 7 raised to power 5. Now you can apply GP's formula. I'm leaving this part, calculation part, for you. Now the next question. Question number 6. Again, we are given a number. We want to find number of factors of n which are ending in 5, and we want to know sum of all such factors. Once again, see, the number is 2 raised to power 4 into 5 raised to power 4 into 13 raised to power 5. Once again, we will add up, we will list down all permissible powers of all prime numbers, and they are 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, so on up to 2 raised to power 4, 5 raised to power 0, 5 raised to power 1, so on up to 5 raised to power 4, 13 raised to power 0, 13 raised to power 1, 13 raised to power 5. Now, what is the question asked? It says we want to find number of factors of n which are ending in 5. If we are talking about a number which is ending in 5, of course it should be a multiple of 5. So 5 raised to power 0 should be dropped, since we need at least one 5. Now, one thing more, if we multiply 5 by any even number, for example, if we multiply 5 and 2, we will get 0 as the unit place. If we multiply 5 by any odd number, we will get 5 as the unit place. So, we have to exclude the first column. We cannot make any choice from this column, since it will give you 0 at the unit place. That's why we are left with 4 choices from 5's column and 6 choices from 13's column. So in total there are 24 numbers, 24 factors which will end in 5. Now come to sum part. It will be simply addition of the permissible powers for every prime, then multiplication. Again, I'm leaving the GP part for you, and this is the answer. Now see this question. It says find the smallest positive number with 21 divisors. Good question, medium level. See, as we know that 21 can be written as either 21 or 3 into 7. These are the only two possibilities to write 21. So, if we apply factor formula, either my number should be of this format, p raised to power 20, any prime raised to power 20, or of this format, p square into q raised to power 6. These are the only two possibilities where this number will have 21 divisors. I am exploiting number of factors formula here. So, since we can see this word smallest here, we need a smallest such number. If we take this format, p raised to power 20, where p is a prime number. Now, which is the smallest prime number? This will be 2. So, my number can be either 2 raised to power 20 or, now the second thing, p square into q raised to power 6. We need a smallest such number. So, we will write two smallest prime numbers, and they are 2 and 3. So, my number will be 2 raised to power 6 into 3 square. So, we cannot take 2 square into 3 raised to power 6. Why so? Because in that case, it will be a bigger number. We will drop this. So, if we take these two numbers and we compare them, obviously you can see that this is the smallest number and this is the answer. Now the next question. It says find the number of numbers less than 75 which have exactly 8 divisors. Now this is a difficult question. As we know that 8 can be written as either 8 or it can be written as 4 into 2 or it can be written as 2 into 2 into 2. These are the only 3 possibilities to write 8. Now, if we take this 8, the first case, my number should be of the form p raised to power 7, because in that case only it will have 8 factors. In second case, my number should be of this format, p cube into q raised to power 1. Again, I am using the number of factors formula. And in the third case, it will be p into q into r. Now, coming to the very first case. Since we want to know number of factors which are less than 75, that's why I'm starting with the smallest prime number, that is 2. I can take 2 raised to power 7. Then I can take 3 raised to power 7 and so on. But we have to drop all these numbers. Why so? Because 2 raised to power 7 is more than 75. That was our condition. We need all numbers which are less than 75. That's why we will get no number from the first case. Now coming to second case. Now if I take P as 2, my number can be 2 cube into 3, which is 24, of course less than 75. Then 2 cube into 5, again this is 40, less than 75, so permissible number. We can take 2 cube into 7, yes of course. Why so? Again this is what, 56, less than 75. Can we take 2 cube into 11, another prime number? No, we cannot take, because in that case it will be 88, which is more than 75. So we should stop here. We cannot take this case. Now let us take P as 3. My number can be 3 cube into 2, which is 54. Now 3 cube into 5, of course we cannot take that case because this is more than 75. We have to reject this case. So we have to stop here. So now coming back to P, once again I'm taking this is 5. This is 5 cube. Again we will drop this power. Why so? Because our range is up to 75, less than 75. That's why we have to stop here. We cannot take this. So how many numbers from this case? They are 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now come to the third case. This is 2 into 2 into 2. So my number can be P into Q into R. And P, Q, R, they should all be distinct primes. So the cases are, the first case can be 2 into 3 into 5, 2 into 3 into 7, 2 into 3 into 11. Yes, they are permissible. We can check the values. The first value is 30. The second value is 42. The third value is 66. If we move further, it will be more than 75. We cannot consider it. So this is dropped. We will not consider it. So let us move further. Now we will write down all the combinations with 3. Now it can be 3 into 5 into 7. We will not consider it now onwards. But we are left with one more case. That is 2 into 5 into 7, which is 70. Now coming to next question. Find the number of numbers less than 75 which have exactly 8 divisors. So let us see. As we know that 8 can be written as either 8 or 4 into 2 or 2 into 2 into 2. These are the only 3 possibilities to write A. So let us see. If I take the very first case, my number can be P raised to power 7, because in that case only we will have 8 factors. Here I am using number of factors formula. So if I write down all such numbers, I can start from 2 raised to power 7, because 2 is the smallest prime number. But I have to stop here. Why so? Because 2 raised to power 7 is beyond my range. My range was less than 75. I cannot consider this number and more than this number. That's why I'll not get any number from the first case. Coming to second case. Here my number can be of this format, P cube into Q raised to power 1. So if I write all such numbers, they'll be 2 cube into 3, 2 cube into 5, 2 cube into 7, 2 cube into 11, and so on. But we cannot consider 2 cube into 11 because that is 88, which is more than 75. So we have to neglect this case. Now coming to another number, it can be 3 cube into 2, which is in our range. 3 cube into 5 we cannot consider. Why so? With the same logic, because my range is less than 75, I have to drop this number. Now coming to another number, 5 cube into 2, I cannot consider this number once again, which is more than 75. That's why 5 cube onwards we will not consider any other number. So how many numbers I'm getting from this part? They are 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now coming to the third part, my number should be of this format: P into Q into R. This should be the prime factorization of my number, which have exactly 8 factors. So my number can be 2 into 3 into 5, 2 into 3 into 7, 2 into 3 into 11. Again, my range is less than 75. If I take this number 2 into 3 into 13, it will be more than 75. So we will not consider this case. Now another number we can take is 2 into 5 into 7. So these many numbers are the only possibilities in case of P into Q into R. So in total we are getting 1, 2, 3 and 4 numbers. So in total there will be 4 plus 4, 8 numbers, and this is the answer for this question. Now there is a formula. It says product of factors is equal to number raised to power total number of factors divided by 2. Let us understand this formula. Let my number is 18. Now 18 can be written as 1 into 18, 2 into 9, 3 into 6. If we write prime factorization of 18, it will be 2 raised to power 1 into 3 square. So if we write down the formula for number of factors, it will be 1 plus 1 into 2 plus 1. So in total we have 6 factors which I have listed. Now what is the question? Question asked is, what is the product of factors? Now there can be two ways. You can list down all the factors, you can multiply them. But since we have a smaller number 18 here, the calculation will be easy. But what if we have number 180? Now it will be cumbersome. So we will derive a formula. So what is the answer in this case? See, we need multiplication. So I need this expression, the complete expression. I mean 1 into 18 into 2 into 9 into 3 into 6. I need this complete expression. Now for 18 we have 6 factors. So if we pair them, 1 into 18, that is one pair, 2 into 9, that is the second pair, 3 into 6, that is the third pair. So if we pair them, in a pair we need 2 numbers. In total we have 6 numbers. So how many pairs can be made out of 6 numbers? They are 6 by 2, I mean 3 in total. Now if we saw the multiplication of these numbers, 1 into 18 will give you 18, 2 into 9 will give you 18, 3 into 6 will give you 18. So instead of calculating all the factors and then multiplying them, it's better you take them pairwise, you multiply them. and we know that in every multiplication we are getting the same number 18. So it becomes number itself 18 raised to power total number of factors divided by 2. That will correspond to pairs. How many pairs can be made out of factors, out of total factors? So the formula will be number raised to power total number of factors divided by 2. That is the formula for product of all the factors. That's it, students. Now you have some practice questions. And this is the answer key. Thank you so much. Happy learning.